Welcome into the Film Guy Network. It's football season, which means I've got a film study for you. What's up? You like that? You really like that? Let's shut up and grab some tape. About time to clean the microphone, Jonathan. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Film Guy Network on a fabulous Monday afternoon. If you're new to the network, you don't know who I am Brooks Austin. I'm the director of recruiting for Sports Illustrated. Played a little bit of college football, more commonly known on the interwebs as the Film Guy. We talk a lot of college football around here. I like to break down the tape, take a look at it. Jonathan, this is our second Notre Dame film study of the day, third Notre Dame film study of the season at this point. They've all come in the last several weeks. And this offense, I'm going to be honest with you, it's not bells and whistles. It's not 450 yards of total offense. It's not 65 points a game. That's not what they are about to do. But they are very pro-style, Jonathan. They are very professional. They are very, we're going to take what the defense has given us. We are going to work methodically. What's that sound like? We're very pro-style. We're very methodical. We take what the defense gives us. We don't have one style of play. Who is that?
Georgia.
That sounds a lot like Georgia. They are very, very similar to that of Georgia, right? Going to lean on a run game, going to try to establish a run game, going to be play action based, not going to put the ball at risk too many times, never going to try to get too slanted on one way or the other. We're not going to run 65 run snaps today to 14 pass attempts, right? We're going to be about dead even. We're going to be about 50-50, going to take shots on 2nd and 2, okay? Not going to try to throw it 45 times out of a wide spread today. I like this offense a lot, Jonathan. I do think, if we put the game as a defense, if we try to put the game at the feet of Riley Leonard, I think we've got an opportunity to win, all right? But if we're allowing this football team to run successfully, we're going to have a lot of problems. Love Jeremiah, love as well. Super excited to do this with you guys today. And we got rules around here. If you learn anything about football, you must subscribe. Learn anything about your favorite football team, you must subscribe. If you have fun, you must subscribe. I think we need to add a fourth one there, Jonathan. If you're not subscribed, you must subscribe. But that seems demanding. So we're going to earn it. That's right. We're going to earn it. We're not going to ask for it. We're going to earn it. All right. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Super excited to do this with you guys today. Second one of the day. Part 1 already banging right now. 400 views in the first 14 minutes. Excited to do this with you. Let's shut up and let's grind the tape. All right. So hated the Indiana offensive game plan, right? Didn't like it. We need to get rid of the word hate. Got disdain for the Indiana offensive game plan to start that one. Don't love the defensive game plan either. I don't think they make a lot of adjustments, man. We are not good enough in these white jerseys. We are not good enough as football players, all right? And we did not recruit well enough. We do not have enough blue chippers to just line up and play football. We do not have enough blue chippers to line up and say, my guys beating your guys today. No, we have to out-scheme them. We have to work. We have to put our players in an advantage down in and down out. I felt like Notre Dame staff did that far more than Indiana staff did that. All right, here we go. Starting the football game offensively for Notre Dame. All right, I think they actually have a miss ID right here to start the ball game. All right, you're going to see a lot of pre-snap motion, guys. A lot of pre-snap motion, particularly when they're on their own home field or on a neutral site, which is what we're going to get in the Sugar Bowl. I expect a lot of flipping, a lot of switching, a lot of pre-snap motion. Okay. All right, now why do I say I think we got a miss ID to start the football game? Well, we do. All right, let's move it to the tight here. Okay. We're going to bring the tight ends over, and here's what we got going on. We've got an out block from the tight end. We've got an insert right here from the tight end, the secondary tight end, the H-back on number 4, which means we should have a double team right here all the way back to number 21. We should have an ISO right here on the center on the nose, and you two should be doubling all the way back to number 1. We should be creasing this right off. I did that 2 film studies in a row. We should be creasing this right off the butt of that front side guard, right? But instead, what you'll see here is the left tackle and the left guard are actually still working up to number 4, not realizing or forgetting, rather, that we have somebody for that front side inside linebacker. You guys are trying to combo back here. All right, we've got way too many guys going to way too many people, all right, or not enough people. We have the backside defensive tackle actually making the play when we could have been sealing him all the way off, going all the way back to the backside inside linebacker. So when I see stuff like this on tape, my immediate question for Notre Dame's offensive staff, and I don't think we're going to get the answer of it today because we're not going to go 70 plays deep. Do y'all come back to a similar look? Do y'all come back to a similar play because you know you have the numbers to it? All right. Now, by the way, this is inside zone out of pistol. We've been playing most teams a wide zone out of pistol, right, Jonathan? So they're breaking tendencies for us here on the Film Guy Network, okay? We've been living and dying off playing and predicting outside zone off of pistol formation. This team breaks that for everybody, okay? But they do, by the way, get back into pistol and run inside zone for a 98-yard touchdown in like 2 plays. So take a mental note. All right, so go to the next play. Like they're going to be attached 12. Look, the only difference between what this team right now is doing and what Georgia does, Georgia puts the running back side saddle, right? Not in pistol. But Georgia's going to do this too, all right? They're going to look like this. So I think defensively, you might be a little bit more comfortable if you're a Georgia defensive unit, right? You see this type of stuff a little bit more often. You're a little bit more accustomed to these types of formations, and then they put them inside saddle. So you see this from August until December. All right, every day, Monday and Tuesday during good on good period. I also love how I believe they're a split field read too, Jonathan. They're going to give you 2 types, right? And what are split field reads for quarterbacks, right? We've got man beaters down here, right? We've got working to leverage down here, and we've got the zone beaters at the top. We're going to run some type of, hey, just find the hook in the zone, or the void of the zone with a check down out of the backfield. So we're reading the man side over here. If we get man-to-man coverage, we're going to read the leverage down here. If we get zone coverage, we're going to work our way back to the top, okay? Based off of alignment and where everybody else is, I would have been knowing, all right, we're getting some type of zone coverage. He checks the man side first to confirm, all right, and then works his way back to the zone side once he realizes he does indeed have zone coverage. Now, we don't sit out here and be like, damn, quarterback sucks. Look at the box score. He threw an interception. This is a tipped pass, okay? A tipped pass with which he's playing on time and actually throwing to his 4th receiver right here, right? 1, 2, or I'm sorry, I forgot I'm not checking. 1, 2, 3, and 4 right here. He gets to number 4 all the way and checks the ball down. Ball gets tipped. All right, now I love this, Jonathan. I tweeted this one out. If you're not following me, at BrooksAustineBA on Twitter, most of you are. All right, but here's the deal. They got man coverage down here in the goal line, right? Ball's on the 3. Other team's going to play a nice concerted effort to stop the run because they think you're running the football. They're going to play man coverage on the back with a little bit of single high safety. All right, so we have a veteran football player. This is Jaden Thomas. Jonathan, do you know where Jaden Thomas is from?
I do not.
Jaden Thomas is from Pace Academy here in the state of Georgia. All right, Jaden Thomas and Deion Colsey, 2 state of Georgia players that play on Notre Dame's roster at the wide receiver position. Jaden Thomas, a brilliant human being. He's a very brilliant human being. I've known him since he's 16 years old because he played with MJ Morris, another 4-star, 5-star caliber football player here in the state of Georgia that everybody and their mama was recruiting. What is he doing right now? He is pointing at the nickel defender in front of him, telling Riley Leonard, hey, this guy's in man coverage. I need to motion across and pull them away from this bubble area where we are trying to run the ball. So he's pointing at him. Not only is he doing that, the other receiver at the top of the screen is telling Riley Leonard, hey, we need to get his attention. Okay, so they're trying to get Riley Leonard's attention. Now they've got it. Riley Leonard's going to send Jaden Thomas across the formation to create a rock and roll from the nickel and the safety. So the nickel is now going to void this area. We're going to roll the safety down. We're going to attach Jaden Thomas to the line of scrimmage or near the line of scrimmage in almost a pseudo H-back roll. Now look, guys, now we got all of this space out here. So all we have to do as we go to run inside zone this way is we got to create movement on this defensive tackle, and we got to create a crease out here on these two guys. So we're going to take our two tight ends. We're going to take those two edge defenders out there. We're going to push them out. We're going to get a good movement off the ball from our left tackle, all right, and we're going to take it to the door. We're going to take it to the absolute door because we got a 4-5 run, or a 10-5 runner in the 100. But you can really see that motion, guys, what it does to that nickel defender who would have been there hanging over, right? He would have been right there in the additional space where they're actually running the grass right here. So a 98-yard touchdown is created, yes, of course, because we recruited Jeremiah Love out of St. Louis, Missouri, who runs a 10-3 in the 100, now running a 10-5 in the 100, having added another 10, 20 pounds in college. But we schemed it up too, and our wide receiver did a great job of putting us in the position and notifying our quarterback what we've got going on. You can really see it from the tight here, what the left tackle does. I love this rep from the left tackle. This is good pad level. This is firing off the football. This is flat back, running your feet, staying engaged with your defender. Okay, boom. Look at that. That's jacking your shit up. That's what that's doing. All right, that's playing with good low pad level. That's playing with a good flat back. Now, there's a difference between, Jonathan, put us in one. There's a difference between flat back, okay, just playing low. These flat backers get put on their face. They get snatched down, right? These flat backers that are playing with good low bend in the knees and the ankles, these flat backers move MFers against their will. That's what they do. When their screws are up and they're up underneath the chin strap and they're driving this way, they win. When dudes are doing this, they lose. Okay, so it's a good job of playing with a good modern flat back. This ain't no triple option flat back, folks. You can't eat off a dinner table on this back. It's going to slide right off, ain't it? But it's flat in the sense that our spine integrity is intact, all right? But here's the key, Jonathan. We can't just stay in this position. Eventually, what do we got to do? We got to bring our hips. Everything good in life happens with our hips. Shout out, right? All right, so we got to bring our hips. Look at him, bring them hips, right? Now we've won. Now we're in his chest. Now we've just got to finish the rep. We got to continue to run our feet, create a crease. And now here's that safety, or he's actually a nickel defender that got moved to safety because of our shift, right? Now he's got a banana peel out against our really, really fast running back, right? All looks nice and simple, right? All looks nice and simple. By the way, left tackle, true freshman. Left tackle, true freshman, and I love him. I love him. I've got tape, I've got text, I've got receipts, don't I, Jonathan? We found him before the show. I've got receipts about my man Andrew Knapp from Roswell, Georgia. It's funny that a lot of these good teams recruit this state really well, don't they? A lot of good teams recruit this state really, really well. And it's funny also, a lot of these evals are crossover evals, right? Like, I know so much about Jeremiah Love because not only was he a top 100 player in the country coming out of high school, but because Georgia was heavily invested in this recruitment as well, because you see what he can do. You knew this was going to happen, by the way. When you watch this kid out of high school, the tape was electric. And this is when I wrote down the note, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of good football, right? Because I love watching wide receivers and people who, like when you saw that play on TV, when I saw that play on TV, maybe I got to the left tackle. Maybe I saw the left tackle's block. But really, we watched that and we're like, damn, Jeremiah Love sure is good. Indiana sucks. They've got no team speed. That's what everybody probably thought. And then you look on the film and you're like, no. There is a really high level moment of selflessness, all right, and intelligence from a football player on the field in Jaden Thomas. We got to find those and we got to give credence to those, okay? Because I guarantee you, if I were a football coach, that's the play I'm showing on tape on Monday or on Sunday afternoon in the team meeting room to not only if I'm playing Notre Dame, but if I'm Notre Dame. If I'm Notre Dame, I'll say, look, this is why it matters. This is why it matters we do everything right. We do all the little things right because this one little adjustment turned a 9-yard gain into a 99-yard gain, all right? And we've got the momentum in this football game now. If I'm an opponent, I'm showing them that too. I'm saying, look, guys, they're not going to beat themselves in this football game. We're going to have to go out and take this shit. Let's go to play number 5. Even their screen game, Jonathan, their screen game is very akin to a pro-style system like what Georgia's got going on right here, right? The stacked alignment or the bunched alignment should tell us something's up right here, all right? and they're going to run this a little bit unconventional. Most teams release the tackle, Jonathan, into the boundary, guys. Most teams want to do this into the boundary. They don't want their guys running into all of this grass, right? They want to condense the surface. They're going to ask their left tackle to actually go do this to the field now, okay? So this doesn't get completed, it gets dropped, but you can see where it actually might get cleaned, right? We've just got to outrun this guy, all right? And we have a free hat running up to the top, all right? But they've got problems with drops too every once in a while. Not everybody can catch the football cleanly nowadays, I guess. I don't know why, and this is why doing my job sometimes really sucks because I'm not in the room. I don't have the answers. I don't know how these kids are being coached up. So when I come on here and I say, guys, it's 3rd and 5, we shouldn't be worried about double moves at this point in the game, particularly with safety help, which is what we're going to have here in a second. Corners are, they're going to motion this wide receiver away. This nickel's going to rotate back just like we saw on that run play. Now, as soon as the ball is snapped, the corner's going to come flat-footed and play this nice and soft. All right. Now, he's going to do so because the safety at the snap is going to turn inside or to the sideline and give over the top help. So now, Jonathan, I am a corner down here on the bottom by myself, all right, with safety help on 3rd and 5. You know what I would be doing if I've got safety help? By God, I'd be playing the fucking sticks. I'd be playing the sticks. I'd be driving down. I'd be aggressive. I sure as shit wouldn't be worried about no double move. If I've got a double move, who cares? It's not going for a touchdown. I've got safety help over the top of me. He's going to make a tackle. That's his job. My job is to deny the ball right now on 3rd and 5 so we can get off the field, right? So watch this. We do a great job as a corner realizing, all right, we've got to come back. It looks like he's finna drive down on that, doesn't it? It looks like he's about to drive down on that, deny the football, or at least worst case, make a tackle 4th and 1. All right? Well, watch, Jonathan. He comes to balance like he's worried about a double move, doesn't he? Now he's worried. Oh, is he running up the sideline? Who gives a shit? We got safety help, guys. We got safety help. Drive down right now, disrupt the football on 3rd and 5. Let's get off the field. Or even better yet, look, hey, we've made a couple of bad decisions already as a corner, right? We for some reason with safety help thought, hey, we need to worry about a double move. Now we're still in a position to win, right? Guys, we've still got 3 yards to run to get the sticks. Make a damn tackle. Can't do it. Can't do it. Can't make a tackle. We extend the drive as an offense moving down. We cannot do that. All right? Did a lot wrong right there as a corner. Now, here's, I'm going to tell you what. When I don't talk to a lot, I don't talk to a lot of these guys. All right, but one thing I know about Georgia football players, they play each other every day in practice, right, Jonathan? They go good on good more at the University of Georgia than anybody not named Nick Saban ever did, all right? They bang and clang every single day, all right, for a portion of time when they got pads on. Georgia is an inside zone, split zone, pro-style offense. That is what this team does. Now, this team does some outside zone. They do. They mix it in. They run some pin and pull. They'll try to get outside you. They got a running back that can burn. All right. But the bulk of their running game is inside zone. I have not seen a football team not named Alabama run inside zone successfully against Georgia. If they do inside zone like this 10, 15, 20 times Saturday, it's going to go for 10, 15, 20 yards total. All right, they're not going to get a bunch of yardage doing this, I promise you. Because what this is about is defensive linemen and defensive tackles and defensive ends not allowing movement. Not allowing movement. Denying displacement is what this is about, right? Can you 4 guys hold your line, all right, while you 2 guys fill the creases and the holes created? By God, Georgia is great at that. I know that. For 5 years, they've been able to do that. The teams that can bounce and run around them are the teams that create problems. All right, but they're going to do this. They're going to do this exactly as well as Indiana did it. And by the way, Indiana did do this. Indiana stopped the inside zone. I don't believe that was their problem. It was the other stuff going on in this football game that was their primary problem, right? But these 2 defensive tackles from Indiana are not what Notre Dame's about to see this weekend, right? They're not what Notre Dame's about to see this weekend, and they're stuffing it, okay? They're doing a good job denying displacement and shedding blocks. I like this concept a lot. They've been playing a lot of soft zone, has Indiana, to start this football game. We're 8 plays in. So if we've got a lot of soft zone like this right here, where should we attack it? We should probably attack it in the flats, right? We should probably attack it in the flats. So how can we do that here on 2nd and 10? We're behind the schedule, right? We're behind the schedule. All right. So here we go. We're actually not trying to attack the flats. We're trying to attack this guy's bubble. All right, whether they've been rotating to 3, which I think is what they're doing right now, whether they've been rotating to cover 3 or playing cover 4, nonetheless, this guy has this portion of the field, right? He's got all of this grass over here to defend. So how can we make him vulnerable? Well, we sell the post, and then we run the sail right here into his route. And it does open up, by the way. This is going to be green grass. The only reason this doesn't run away from this corner as we run a post into him is because the flat defender, who's supposed to be right here, actually did a great job sinking underneath the actual threat. So now as a quarterback, what do we got to do, Jonathan?
Check it down.
We got to check that ball down. Good job right here, Riley Leonard. Good job checking this ball down, giving us an opportunity to remain on script, right? Remain on schedule right here on 3rd and 2. A lot of young quarterbacks either try to force this football, all right, or they're pulling it down and running. No, sir. Check that ball down. A 5-yard throw might get you a 10-yard reception, which is basically what happens right there. Good quick answer from the boy J. Will. All right, now I want to get an end zone shot of these big uglies standing up because let's play a game. Should we play a game, Jonathan? Let's play a game. Now, I think this is, how do I explain this without sounding disrespectful? I think this is, if Clemson recruited at a top 12 annual level, I think this is how their roster would look. I think they prioritize speed, not defensively. Clemson's big, physical. You know, they don't care much about speed. This football team, I actually really like their strength and development department. I like the way they go about developing football players. I like their body styles. You're not going to see a bunch of big uglies from Notre Dame. Never seen a bad body weight guy on the roster in the years that I've studied them. They are very pro in their approach here. Let's play a game, Jonathan. Let's start guessing heights and weights. All right, now, I know I'm cheating here because I eval'd this guy. I eval'd my boy Knapp. My boy Knapp is like that defensive tackle who's a former running back that's way too small but just beats everybody with athleticism and footwork. My man Knapp, not 6'5". My man Knapp, not 315. My man Knapp, 6'4". Let's call him 297, Jonathan.
6'4", 294.
All right, my man Knapp, 6'4", 294. Let's go right to left here. All right, now I actually kind of want, put me in one right quick, Jonathan. I want to play this game from the back. Hey, yo. I want to play this game from the back. I want to see these jokers. Yeah, that's the shot we want. That's the shot we want. Why? Why I want this shot, Jonathan?
You want to see if they got an ass.
I want to see if they got hips and ass. Do they got some hips and ass? That's really going to tell us, all right? Hey, you, my friend, are short and stocky. Give me 6'4", 297 on my man Knapp. One more time on my man Knapp.
What number? 54.
54.
He is 6'4", 294.
All right, 6'4", 294. Now, let's go to his cohort right here, number 74, this left guard. This left guard gotta be 6'6", 310. He looked thick.
6'5", 310.
6'5", 310. So I missed him by an inch. Oh, this center looked big as hell. This center looked like the biggest dude of them all. All right, give me 6'6", because you told me he was 6'5". Give me 6'6", 320.
6'5", 310.
Ooh, he a little fugazi on me. All right, now this is the thickest of them all. Now you can't quite see because the post is in the middle, and I know we got a big cast on our right foot here, but we are thick from the waist down. This guy got to be 320 pounds. He's got to be 6'5", 6'5", 320 on number 50.
6'5", 325.
He is the thickest of them all. All right, and then we got the right tackle. Man, he looks big and tall. Skinny ankles on my man, though. Real skinny ankles on my man. Give me 6'6.5", borderline 6'7". Give me 305.
6'6", 291.
Ooh, that's preseason weight. That's preseason. That's a 300-pounder. Y'all can't tell me no different. All right, here's the deal about offensive linemen. As it gets cold, we get big. we get big because we're still eating like animals like we are in August when coach is telling us we can't lose any more weight. And then towards the end of the year, we don't stop eating like animals, but we stop sweating like pigs, all right, and we start putting that weight back on. All right, so big, tall, or smaller and athletic at the tackle positions here is what we have found out. All right, so there we go. Enough of that. Now, I'm going to tell you, you can't play high against these guys. All right, Notre Dame doesn't just put, their offensive line U to a lot of people. Some people in the NFL believe this is offensive line U. The reason being, they don't just recruit big, athletic, like highly projectable football players. Most of their high school kids that you'll see, Jonathan, are very undersized. They prefer athleticism. We want to put weight on you. Very akin to what these two tackles got going on right here, right? But they are very well coached. You're not going to be able to play high against these guys. Watch this backside defensive end. If you allow them to get underneath your pads, they're going to, okay? Now, they might not finish you for a 5-star highlight clip, but they're definitely going to jack you up and displace you, right? We're playing way too high, and now we got displaced on 3rd and 2, all right? And we're giving up a first down right here, okay? I used to have a defensive coordinator that would talk about attacking the V of the neck on these slants, okay? When we slant, we talk about hitting with the screws, all right? There's a natural V in your neck. And when I play on an angle, I want to put my helmet on the V of your neck. So when I go to slant like this, if I take my helmet instead of being on the front side of your face when you're trying to push me this way, I'm allowing you to get into my V of the neck. All right, I want to get into yours. I want to take my screws and put them into your neck, and then that'll get me on the angle that I'm supposed to be on, right? I'll be able to, quote, run through you. You ever hear coaches say that? I want you to run through that guy. Well, how do I? Well, we can't run through the midline of his body. We got to take on the right angles, the V of the neck being the right angle. Shout out Coach Robbie Ross. Robbie Ross, Jonathan, was a timeout guy. Anytime he said timeout, you had to stop what you were doing and run to him, eyes glued, ready to take coaching. I loved that. Timeout, men. He'd always say when he was pissed off, timeout, men. And then you'd have to run over there. Timeout. We're not watching 10. We're watching 11. But we got spittle on the iPad. We got spittle on the iPad, folks. We are grinding. We're out here grinding. Hey, let's see how well we coached you down distance formation personnel. Okay. 2nd and 2. They're up 7-0. Mm-hmm. Ball first time in plus territory of the game. Remember, they had a 98-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
So what are they about to do, Jonathan?
Take a shot.
They finna take a shot. You are right. All right, so we've got to be ready. We've got to know that they call games very similar to us. Okay, so that helps you out. Both sides of the football, by the way. Both sides of the football. This helps you as a defensive coordinator for Notre Dame, too. You're going to see a lot of the same stuff that you see from your own opponent, or from your own team, rather, in good-on-good period. Still playing that 4-high split shell. They're going to rotate to 3. They're playing the same shit over and over and over again on both sides of the football from Indiana. Bad coach. We're not putting our guys in chances to win. He will miss reads, okay? He will. There's no doubt about this. They're playing cover 3, all right? As a system, we've got a vert going here. We've got an out and up going here. We got the deep over and the out. Against cover 3, this is a win. Hello. This is a win. This is ultimately going to be a win. This is a clear-off route. All we're trying to do is really pull that safety away from this bender right here, both of which run to grass, though, if you see this play develop, all right? He's open. He's open over the football. All right, our check down's over the football because they've denied our sail route from the tight end, all right? But pressure causes problems for every quarterback. If we can put people at his feet, we can cause problems. But if you watch this from the tight, Jonathan, all this requires is one reset and a rip. All right, one reset and a rip. We got a football around here? Right under the table. All right, we'll watch this, okay? So down set hut. Come on, Riley. Down set hut. Come on, Riley. Down set hut. Down set hut. All right. Now, we get to the top of our drop. We see, we got our eyes on the deep over. It's going to clear. Right now, it's behind this underneath defender. It's going to run back up underneath him, okay? So we've got a relatively clean pocket right now, all right? And we still do. Now, all we've got to do as this guard in front of us is starting to get into what we call a bull hop technique, which means he's getting a bull rush. He's trying to hop back, reset his feet, get his feet back into the ground. He's eventually going to hold this block. What we've got to be able to do is we've got to rip and reset, okay? So we've got to get to the top of our drop, down set hut, top of our drop. We've got to be able to reset back one step, get our feet back in the ground, and rip the football, right? 1, 2, 3, reset, rip the football. That's all it is, all right? But instead, we get into a scramble mode right now, and we start taking off, trying to run the football, check the ball down. At least he gets the ball out to his check down, but we turn down way too much opportunity right here, right? Turn down way too much opportunity. If we want to live in 3rd and 2 against Georgia, instead of getting a first down and a 20-yard gain, we're just asking too much, right? We're asking too much over and over again as an offense. We got to be able to reset and rip that deep over running into our grass. I love their screen design out of Pro Sets. I love it. I love how they get to these types of tunnels and these types of bubbles and types of grass opportunity plays, right, out of really pro-style conventional sets, okay? Most teams running screens nowadays, Jonathan, are 3-by-1 bubble and tunnel guys, aren't they? They're going to get 3 receivers out to the field. They're going to run a tunnel screen with the number 1 wide receiver, or they're going to run a bubble screen with the number 3 wide receiver, or they're going to flare the back and run it out there, right? They're going to do all that other stuff. Well, they're not a big, heavy shotgun 3-by-1 football team. This is them running out of 12 personnel, and they're going to get to a tunnel screen. And here's what's even more beautiful about this, Jonathan. Now we've got big people blocking small people instead of small people blocking small people. You see what I'm saying? When we do all that wide receiver screen stuff outside in the flats, we're putting small guys on small guys. Now, when we run this tunnel screen out of heavy 12 personnel, we're taking a 6'5", 250 tight end, a 6'5", 250-pound tight end, and we are blocking smaller people out in space. I love the way that they do this. Okay? And now we're going to make all those guys tackle in space. We're going to go pick up a first down. Time check.
32.
I was about to say, felt a little lengthy. I see stuff on tape all the time where I'm like, nope, the team that I cover, the team that we watch all the time, good teams don't allow this type of stuff to happen. Okay, let's go to play 15. Where is the force player? I have never, apart from Georgia Tech this year, and UMass at one time, and a couple of other times this year, very rarely do I look on tape and be like, where is Georgia's force player? Why are they outmanned right now? Why are they moving this way to this and allowing this to happen to them? Watch. All right, so they have a force player right now, Jonathan. This force player is right here, right? If they were to try to run stretch zone at him, this force player is going to come down and force it back inside. That's why we call him a force player. Now, watch when they flip the tight end again. Watch what happens to the force player. Okay? Come on, move the back, then move the tight. Now, the force player has disappeared. Okay? And he's pointing at his safety. Now, why would he be pointing at his safety? He's trying to tell his safety, you're now the force player. I would imagine that's what he's doing, which means if they were to run wide zone this way, that safety needs to be coming downhill right now and rolling to be the force player. But what they're trying to do, Jonathan, they're trying to disguise a too high shell. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to maintain we're playing too high. All right, but at the snap, because of their run responsibilities, you're going to see what I think they should have done pre-snap, which is roll the safeties, okay? Downset motion. What you should be doing right now is that safety should be creeping. This safety should be rolling, because watch what happens post-snap. They do it anyways. Because they're responding to what's happening to them, right? We see this. We see the safety rolling here. We see this safety rolling here. You got to be doing that pre-snap, all right? You got to be doing that pre-snap, and the force player has to be ready to force the ball back inside, all right? At, near, or behind the line of scrimmage. And look where it happens. Here it is. Force player getting creased. All right, now this nickel defender has got a crack replace at 12 yards of depth, and we are effed. We're absolutely effed. Where's your force player, guys? Where's your force player? Cooked. You know what we're playing down here, Jonathan? against Georgia, maybe not against this football team, but anytime we're in the red zone as an offense for Notre Dame, I am using 13's legs. That's what we are doing. All right, so if as a defense, when we get into this area, we're keying 13. All right, we need to be alert for all of the design run game packages that they have. They're not, at least at this point in this football game, they did not feel as if they need to run Riley Leonard. I don't even know who their backup is. So they probably don't want to do this a bunch. They probably don't want to have 15, 20 carries per football game to win football games unless they have to. But they can. They certainly can. So when we get into this area, the must-have points possessions and areas of the field, we've got to be worried about 13's legs as a defense in my mind. Okay. Flip the quarter. All right, man. I'm waiting. This is normally the stuff that I see on tape from Georgia football players. I see guys like what my man number 5 is doing, who transferred, I believe, from Texas. I see my man number 5. Now, what is number 5 doing right now? He's pointing at the nickel. Why in the hell would he be pointing at the nickel? Because he thinks the nickel might be coming. All right, so watch. As the play develops, all right, Riley's going to trust him. Riley's going to look at him, especially after the second time, if we get a hard count right here as an offense, and the right tackle sees it. Y'all see the right tackle right there? He's slapping his butt cheek, telling the quarterback, hey, this guy might be coming. So watch this. Normal teams, all right, young teams that have to be very, very communicative at the line of scrimmage, what are you going to see? You're going to see the quarterback come down to the line of scrimmage, tell the right tackle, hey, we got to go all the way out to the corner. Okay, and then he's going to tell the wide receiver, hey, the nickel's coming and we got to adjust our route, right? AKA the shit we've been seeing Carson Beck do for 2 years now. I've had to watch Carson Beck go to the line of scrimmage and take care of the corner and tell everybody, hey, the nickel's coming, so we've got to take care of him. Hey, right tackle, go out here. And then he'll look at the wide receiver and he'll tell the wide receiver to do whatever he's doing. And then he's going to tell the center, hey, y'all got a 4-man slide over here. And then he's going to tell the back, hey, back, you're check releasing out here. All right, now I'm going to get ready for the snap. Meanwhile, Riley Leonard had a touchdown created for him because the wide receiver corrected the motion earlier on a 98-yard touchdown. And here we are, right here, the wide receiver going to tell Riley Leonard the nickel's coming, and the right tackle going to pick it up himself. Doesn't even need the quarterback. The quarterback now gets to walk to the line of scrimmage, and guess what he gets to do? He gets to play free. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? When everybody else is being a smart football player, we don't have to just ask the quarterback to be a smart football player. All right, we got one offense where the wide receivers are calling out everything, being pseudo quarterbacks on the field for the offense. We have another offense right now whose wide receivers, maybe not lately, but early on in the year, were busting routes, busting concepts. To hell with the drop in the football. I understand that. We got to fix that for sure. But where's all this on tape for Georgia's offense, right? Where's all this for those guys? Why are they not as glued in as some of these guys right here? Because this is a locked-in football team right about now, guys. This team is locked in. And watch. I'm shocked that this mesh route gets time to get delivered, right? Look, boom. Now we got a nice, easy completion. We got a guy running to grass. But that wasn't one that hit immediately, was it? That took time. What did it take? It took perfect protection. It took us all being on the same page. It took us knowing what we were doing, right? Whoops. Motion to empty. What are we playing, Jonathan?
QB run.
QB run. Motion to empty. We're playing QB run. Ain't no doubt about it. Motion to empty. We are playing QB run. Okay? Especially with an attached tight. But here's the thing, all right? Because they can get so quarterback run heavy, because they can be so 12 personnel based, right? We've got to have tremendous eye discipline down here in the box, okay? We got to stop quarterback run. We've got to be able to hold up, be gap sound in the run game. But we've got to be eye discipline based down here, okay? We cannot allow any of these guys to slip on us, all right? No different than when teams play us. All right, as a Georgia offense, right? The tight ends can be slippery down in the red zone, right? They run a lot of tight end leak, as does this football team. We've got to have great eye discipline down here, okay? Just going to bluff the down block right here, right? Just bluff the down block. But here's the deal. Why are you not reading hi-hat, right? all we're doing, or all we're taught really to do from birth as offense or defensive line or defensive backs and defensive, second level defenders is high hat, low hat, right? If we get a low aggressive hat, run, right? If we get a high hat off the line of scrimmage, pass. So as soon as we see high hat, a bunch of them, watch. As soon as we see a bunch of high hats down set hut, oh my God, we need to be paying attention. They are not run blocking right now, guys. They are pass blocking. We need to get our eyes on our assignment and go attach up. We are cooked right now. Timestamp?
40.
I think this is more about changing the look on the coordinator than it is even the quarterback, okay? I mean, we're 21 plays in, and we've seen a bunch of this, right? We've seen a bunch of this from Indiana. So you're going to see early on in the game, they worked one of these sail routes, right? Well, now I think they're going to attack the flats right here because you're just going to give it to me. I'm going to rip it. All right, if you're going to give me this 5-yard comeback, or it's actually 12 back down to 10. If you're going to give me this 12 back down to 10, I'm going to rip that sucker. Now, it's a great ball from Riley Leonard. This ball is put on the nose, all right? It's thrown with great anticipation. 1, 2, 3, no hitch, all right? It's great footwork. It's great mechanics. It's great stuff. I hate the way this nickel played this, though. Again, we just talked about high hat, low hat. All right, if I am a hook curl defender, if my job is to get hands on number 2, which that's my job, if I see pass, I've got to redirect number 2 as he pushes vertical. All right, but I'm only going to be able to get to my depth if I read the hat of the tackle first. So that's where I ought to be looking, and he is. I ought to be looking right through the right tackle to the quarterback. As soon as I see high hat, down set hut, as soon as I see high hat, my ass ought to be moving right now. Now, let's count. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Now he finally moved. But did he ever turn and run, Jonathan? No, he didn't. So guess what he didn't do? He didn't gain any ground. We have not moved. All right? The wide receivers have already gained 5 yards of positioning, and I have yet to move out of my position yet. So guess what we're not going to do? We're not going to get back up underneath number 2. We're not going to reroute number 2. And when we go to get to the flat, we're going to be late, and the ball is going to go right over our head. All right? Now we are officially blind on the notes. So let's see what happens here. Staying in pistol, putting it back inside saddle. It's Jeremiah Love, all right, on 1st and 10. So, yeah, we're expecting pelota to number 4. This is where I do think Georgia's got the advantage right here. If you think you can run inside zone successfully, it just hasn't happened. When was the last team to just line up, run it right down Georgia's nose that didn't have, like, Jalen Milroe? Right? I don't know either. Like, even Texas. Texas is going to try to do this to you, right? Texas is going to try to counter you and smack you. They're not going to line up, say, all right, you 2 guys, y'all go bully that guy. Or rather, it's this way. You 2 guys, y'all go ISO and move those humans against their will. You guys double team that 320-pound nose tackle that Georgia's got in Nazir Stackhouse. And you just, walk him into the lap of that backside inside linebacker. All right, and you go chase and cut off that backside inside. No, like these things don't really happen successfully over and over again against Georgia. So what you're going to have is a lot of what you have right now in this picture, right? You're going to have a lot of people clogged up at the line of scrimmage. You're going to have backside inside linebackers running free, which is what Indiana's got right now, right? So you're going to get cloudy pictures like this with overhang defenders ready there for you when you bounce, okay? Oh, man. Whew. Too many curls for the girls yesterday, Jonathan. Yeah, we're back on it. Too many fat comments from Ohio State fans. We're back on it. We're back in the grind lab, out here sweating it out. This alignment's telling me something. What do they do here? We're going to motion the tight back in? Yeah, we're going to bring him in. All right. Down set Huddy Hut. Again, with the inside zone, we're going to hurdle somebody. That's cool. I don't foresee this going all that well on this specific run style for Notre Dame. All right? You tell me, is Andrew Knapp, I just told you, I love the eval. Is he going to uproot Michael Williams or Chaz Chambliss? Okay, these 2 guys. All right, are they going to be able to wham to C.J. Allen before C.J. Allen's down at the line of scrimmage? All right, these are the questions when you go to look at these tapes that you've got to ask. And he can't get there now. You see that? 74 is never getting there. That is never happening. I've always wondered why we just don't go out, full out. Why don't we just turn this into wide zone essentially, all right, and work this way and outrun him? I've never understood why teams can't just adapt a little bit, because asking this left guard to bump down on this nose and then work back out to number 4, again, never happening. Not happening. Not in any world of playing football. Every time I see inside zone struggle like that, I'm like, man, outside zone sure would be easier to run, right? Tip pass on a screen. Oh, they were trying to work an angle route for the running back right here, I think. Everything got covered there. All right. Bottom line, not a pace football team, not a space football team. They do a lot of what you do as a Georgia football team, right? The pistol stuff is a little bit different, right? They're messing with the back placement a lot. I was expecting, and maybe because they knew they could beat this Indiana football team, I was expecting a lot more design quarterback run. I think you have to project or at least practice a little bit of it if you're Georgia's defense, because you've struggled with it this year and they've depended upon it when they need it to run the football. I expect them to struggle to run inside zone. I expect Georgia to constantly throw different looks at them. If Notre Dame scores north of 24 points in this football game, that is a tremendous job by everyone involved with that staff. Guys, they're banged up offensive line-wise, all right? And I don't think they've got super elite quarterback play. They definitely don't have super elite weapons. So they're going to have to manufacture points. By the way, I'm bordering on the same way offensively for Georgia against Notre Dame's defense. I think we've got 2 great defenses and 2 offenses that have got to find ways to create points. Do we all agree? All right. Appreciate you guys for being here. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. I love you. Merry Christmas, by the way. I think it's going to come out on Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas to you guys.